I literally cannot stop buying new makeup to try out for you guys. So if you guys want to see my opinions on these, let's go. Who was gonna tell me that Bioma is this good? I have not tried this brand at all. I always saw it at Ulta. Can you see my son? Whenever I'm filming, he's always here. He's a boy cat, and I feel like boy cats just watch you do everything. So he's always either like behind me or sitting directly on my lap, which is funny because he's not like a lap cat at all. But when I'm filming, he like wants my attention. What took me so long to try Bioma? I have no idea. This is the Hydrating Milky Toner. First of all, packaging adorable. I love this like cube sort of packaging. It's definitely different from what's on the market right now. I originally wanted to try this because I saw a TikTok. I will leave it linked down below because she really is the one who put me onto this. She said that this is a dupe for the Rhode Skin Glaze. I don't know if you can see the texture going on here. It really is just like a super hydrating toner. And she said that she applies 3 layers of this. I never thought to like apply so many layers of toner. Usually I use my low recipe essence, and then every other day I'll go in with my Paula's Choice AHA BHA toner, and I always just do 1 layer of each. But last night, because I picked this up yesterday, and last night when I did all my skincare, I did 2 layers of this. When I tell you my skin was radiate. So all of Bioma's gig is supposed to be like barrier repair. This was $15 at Ulta, but I believe you can also pick this up at Target and it doesn't feel greasy. I talk so much about this right now, but seriously, this is probably like one of my favorite pickups from Ulta. Since so many of you guys are new here, I wanted to show you what I use on my brows. I feel like brows are so freaking boring, so I typically don't do them on camera, but what I use is 3 different brow gels. So I'm gonna start off with the NYX Brow Glue. This is in the shade Taupe. I do need to go get a deeper shade. I used to use this one back when I had red hair, but now that I have this sort of like brown, whatever color you want to call this, I think I need to go get a deeper shade to kind of make my brow stand out a little bit. I love this version, the tinted version of the NYX Brow Glue, because it gives obviously a bit of tint, but it has that hold of the brow glue. I'm gonna let this dry for just a second. I don't like it to fully dry down before I go in with my NYX Thick It Stick It. If you guys are long-term viewers, you know I'm obsessed with this. Such a good product. It's very thick. So if you guys have thinner brows, you will be obsessed with this. If you go in crazy with this product, you will get a lot of pigment. So I don't know if you guys can see just how gentle I'm being. I really just want to deposit that color on my brows, but I don't want it to get on my skin. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to just keep it on the actual brow hairs. This next product right here, it's the Ardell Brow Glue. I need you guys to try this out if you like a very high hold brow gel / glue. It has 2 sides. So one side is a bit shorter, well, really short, and the other side has longer bristles. So you're really able to go in, grab those brow hairs and make them stay in place. This is such a high hold brow gel. I use the Got2b Glue gel and I liked it a lot. It's very inexpensive and you get a ton of product, obviously, because it's a hair gel, but you have to be really careful because the consistency of it, it definitely takes a learning curve, where I feel like this is so much more user friendly. I think you could get it on Amazon. Manny MUA and Laura Lee are actually the ones who put me onto this. They were saying it's like an insane hold, and I was like, there's no way, because I like a hold so strong that you wouldn't believe. Like, it's hard to get out of your brows at night, strong hold, and this is that. Really have been thinking about getting Botox again. If you guys watched my most recent video, getting my lip filler done by Jennifer here in Glendale, I highly recommend her. She is the one who does all of my fillers. Like, I might need some Botox. I'm turning 25 and I feel like I don't want to flex my forehead right now to show you. And it's crazy because mentally I do not feel 25. Is this like a my generation sort of thing? I just do not feel like I'm that age. I feel like I shouldn't be 25. Not like that sounds bad. Not that I shouldn't have made it to 25, but like I feel like mentally I'm just a lot younger. Before we get into the next product that I picked up, which is this e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer, I was opening so many PR packages and I saw that Kosas sent me over their Plump and Juicy Lip Booster. It's a buttery lip treatment, and you guys know, look back on any of my videos, I always have something on my lips. It's a thing. Let's appreciate the packaging. It's so cute. I love it so much, and it's funny because yesterday I was actually thinking I love my 2 favorite lip balms that I always use. I always have these right on deck. This is the Glow Recipe, and this is from Pharmacy, the Lip Smoothie. but it is kind of annoying every time to go in with my finger, dip it out, and then rub it on something. It's just so annoying. So I was like, damn, I really want to go in by the Laneige, the Glossy Balm. Let's wipe off what we have now. It definitely feels like it's going to be a thicker sort of formula. Let's squeeze some out. Yeah, it definitely looks thicker. Let's see if it's glossy though. Since I wear it so much, I do like it to be a little bit glossy. Okay. It smells like vanilla cupcakes. It feels really nice and nourishing on the lips. I'm very picky about how my lip treatments wear and feel on the lips, so I'm gonna have to keep you guys updated, but first impressions, I really do like it, and it feels thicker. It feels like a thicker formula, which I like. So I actually put up a poll on my Instagram. I had so many things in my Ulta cart. I was like, I just do not know what to get. So I randomly posted polls to see what you guys were voting for, and it was between this, which is the e.l.f. putty primer but in matte, because I have tried the original formula but never this one, and between the NYX marshmallow primer. When that first came out is really when I first started my TikTok career, so I did post a review on that, but it is archived since. But you guys voted for this one anyways. Okay, it doesn't really have a scent. It might sound contradicting for me to get a matte primer, but this is for longevity reasons. I do love a super glowy base. You guys know I'm all about the dew, all about the gloss. But since summer is approaching and I want my makeup to last long, obviously, I'm trying to incorporate more matte things underneath my glowy makeup to make it last longer. So that way when my oils and stuff start peeking through, some of this stuff will hopefully catch it and keep it at bay. Keep it down a little, you know? Especially adding like this hydrating milky toner into the routine, girl, like I'm gonna look oily as it glides over the skin to help reduce the appearance of pores for a smooth can infused with kaolin clay and white charcoal to help control excess oil. This primer extends the wear of makeup for a look that lasts. It says to apply this and then wait 30 seconds before applying your makeup, which I always do anyways. This is what the texture looks like. I just love like extra steps in my makeup. I don't mind it at all. I feel like the whole experience of applying makeup is like, I don't know, it's supposed to be a fun thing, you know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people think primer is extra. Not me, girl. I feel like it's fun. First impressions, this does feel very similar to the original putty primer, but it doesn't feel as hydrating, which is good. I was a little bit worried, and also based off of reviews, I was worried that it was going to literally be exactly the same and not control my oils at all, but I definitely can feel a little bit of like that powdery sort of texture that typically is in mattifying primers to help it last longer. Especially when I do this, I can really feel that, like, I'm assuming it's like the charcoal or the clay that they're talking about. And now I'm really pressing it in. When you have pore filling, you want to make sure that you're pushing it into your skin and not just rubbing it all over your face, because that really is going to do absolutely nothing for you, girl. And at the end of the day, it's really just going to slide your makeup all around. And sometimes your makeup will even pill. And that's so annoying, because when you go in to like finally apply your base products and you're so excited and you did all of the necessary prep work, and for your makeup to pill, oh my gosh. Okay, did that really fill in my old forehead lines? But it definitely did make it look a little bit more matte. I am super appreciating the fact that it didn't make my face look powdery. That is very promising, and I hope it actually does something to extend the wear of my foundation. Okay, you know how the directions said to wait 30 seconds? I waited a little bit longer than that, and I can definitely see the mattifying effect way more. Maybe that's why they said wait 30 seconds. I'm gonna take my Huda Beauty concealer and we're gonna spot conceal. If you guys saw my last video, I used the NYX Bear With Me concealer and I loved that, but I haven't done my makeup in so long, like days. And usually, since I've been filming so much, as you guys can see from my uploads here and on TikTok and everywhere else, I took a break, probably like 5 days, and I really just want to get back to using what I used to use. I did pick up a new foundation. It's not new, but I haven't used it in so long. This is the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth version. I want to try something different, because you guys have seen I'm just using like the same old thing over and over again, but it's because I'm so obsessed. You guys, this foundation is so good. The Skin Silk by Makeup Revolution. If you're looking for a serum glowy foundation that actually has coverage, I highly recommend this. They just need to extend the shade range. I was like, you know what? Let's go and try some more drugstore goodies because it seems like you guys like the drugstore videos. Let's move into the foundation. I always do this when I'm trying new products. I just want to use what I'm used to. I always tell myself, okay, I'm doing this for them. Like I'm doing this for the YouTube community because I know you guys want to see like my thoughts and opinions on makeup. And I'm fortunate enough to literally have this as my job where I go and try new makeup for you guys. So I'm putting myself in that mindset just for you guys. I used to use the matte and poreless when I was in like middle school, and it smells exactly the same. The thing that I do not like off the bat is that it doesn't have a pump. Let me know down below if any pumps fit this because I will definitely buy one, even if it's the MAC pump, you guys. I actually used to work there and I would put that on the Estee Lauder one before they really put a pump on it. This is like $10.99, which, by the way, let's talk about that. I remember when this used to be like $5 or $6. That means I'm getting old. The shade 120, it says it hydrates and smooths skin texture and and it has a natural luminous finish. There wasn't too many shades to pick from. Also, this formula was at the bottom. Like they had the Fit Me, the original Fit Me, and there were so many shades and it was like right at the top. And I could not find this anywhere. It was all the way on like the bottom row and I had to like reach my hand all the way in. I'm like, are you guys gonna discontinue this? Because if I'm trying it out and it's bomb and I start recommending it to you guys, imagine they discontinue it. How annoying would that be? Okay, I'm not saying I'm a hater on drugstore products, but I just feel like maybe I don't expect much sometimes, especially based on the packaging. And when I tell you I am blown away. I put this one up next to the ColourPop Hyaluronic Acid Foundation, and I wanted you guys to tell me which one you would prefer, and this one by like a landslide. I think 70% of people voted on this one. I am so glad I listened to you. I swear to you, I say this every time I try a new product and it looks good. I'm so glad that I tried it because I'm such a creature of habit. I feel like we all are. Did I find like the best combo ever? It's kind of odd because I sandwiched two dewy products in between a mattifying product. But in my mind, I feel like it makes sense because I want my skin to look plump, but I want my T-zone to remain chill. Like I don't want to look greasy throughout the day, but I also want the rest of my face to look like nice and juicy. And dare I say, this looks very, very similar. My Makeup Revolution Skin Silk. Let me put the top back on because I know I'm gonna spill it everywhere. This is so much thinner of a formula. Like it doesn't feel heavy on my face at all, but it looks just as glowy. And the shade 120 is perfect when I'm self-tan. I am freshly self-tan right now. Not a super thick amount of coverage, so you can share it out if you'd like, but you can also build it up because I built it up around my lower cheek region here where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, and it just looks so good and smooth. This gives me something that Skin Silk doesn't give me, and I cannot believe I'm saying that because you guys know, especially if you follow me on TikTok, how much I have raved about this foundation. Also, something I need to do is start wearing sunscreen. Like I really need to start wearing sunscreen on my face. I feel like I wear sunscreen on my neck and my hands. I mentioned I was thinking about getting Botox again, especially in my forehead. I've got it before, probably like 2 years ago, and I loved it. Okay, I loved being frozen, not being able to make expressions. It was great in the sense that it trained me to not move my face so much. Does that make sense? So when the Botox wore off, I wasn't used to using those muscles up there, so I really just stopped using them. Also, that was such a turning point in my makeup because since I had that Botox in my forehead and I wasn't able to move, there was no lines on there. So I wouldn't set my foundation on my forehead because there was literally no point. And that's what really got me into glowy makeup because I'm like, wow, I would set my forehead so heavily before because I didn't want my forehead lines to crease. But I realized that doing the opposite actually looks better. Somebody asked like, oh, how do you not, I can't remember who it was, but they were asking this beauty YouTuber, like, how do you not have wrinkles in your forehead and you don't have Botox? And they're like, I just don't move my forehead. And I'm like, yeah, right. Like, what do you mean you don't just move your forehead? That's so hard. Like, I'm so passionate and I express so much when I'm talking, as you guys can see, like with my hands, with my face, everything, especially in real life, like when I'm talking. Girl, I'm like, there's no way I'm not gonna be able to move my forehead. But if you guys can see, like, even when we're having this conversation right now, I didn't move my forehead at all. So I feel like the Botox, you know what, it's so worth the money because it taught me a valuable lesson to stop. My favorite Morphe 2 bronzer, you guys know this is the Sun and Done bronzing stick. Say it with me. How many times have I talked about this? This is in the shade Sand Beach. It's a lightest shade, and I love to use it on my nose as nose contour. I haven't done my makeup in so long. It feels so good to be doing this. Also, this is so old, and I checked recently. They do still make this. This is from the brand Soul. It's ColourPop's sister brand. So they're the ones that have all like the shimmery body oils and all that good stuff. They came out a long time ago with this cream bronzer. You can use it on your face and your body. I use the shade Light. It's so old, but it's so creamy still. I have no idea. I honestly don't know how she's still going, but she's going. I'm gonna use it till she can't anymore because I really like the shade of it. Also, I'm still using this brush. You guys know I tried this. This is the Putty Bronzer brush that I used in the last video. This is $5 from e.l.f. and it's this tiny little dense contour brush. And it works so well for cream bronzer and contour, especially if you over bronze your face. This is really nice because it keeps the product nice and controlled and it doesn't just blow out all over your face. I had also heard a lot of people mention they want me to talk about brushes more, or they're asking what types of brushes I'm using. So I'm gonna try to keep mentioning them as I go along. As I said, this is the IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. This comes around once a year, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This one has like glitter heart confetti suspended in the handle. They're different every year, so you're not gonna get this one. Like, I don't think this exact one will ever come back, but it always is like in this cute little heart shape. And IT Cosmetics brushes are so worth it. So worth it. I have washed this numerous times and it's still holding its shape, density, and all that good stuff. You guys can't tell me that my foundation, she's eating. And I think the combo that we created, like, picked up two things from SheGlam, but I'm not sure that I want to try this exact color today. I think I want to do my Rare Beauty Hope shade that I love so much. Oh, that's a scent. Don't know what that scent is. Kind of just smells like makeup product, but yeah, I think we're gonna use that color in a different video. What I'm so excited to use, and I've had this sitting on my vanity forever and I still haven't tried it yet. This is the SheGlam Color Bloom Liquid Blush Brush. Wait till you see it. So cute, and it feels nice and heavy in the hand, and it has this like acrylic sort of texture to it. It feels really nice and weighted on the hands, but look at this. Shut up. This is a kitten paw, a literal kitten paw brush. You can't tell me that's not the cutest thing you have ever seen. In the beauty community, we tend to say like bear paw, kitten paw sort of brushes. Tell me why they really did it. They really put an imprint of a paw in there. That's adorable. This brush is pretty big. I don't feel like I would use it for blush. I would use it for foundation. With my fave, Rare Beauty Hope. It's just so big. This is bigger than the cream bronzer brush that I was using. I'm going to show you guys something I feel like I normally don't show you because I think it's common sense, but I also have to remember there's a lot of people who are still learning makeup, so I'm going to show you guys. I love to bake my under eyes. Although I love a glowy look, obviously you guys can see, there is just one thing that I feel like I cannot give up at this point in my life, and that's baking my under eyes. I feel like no matter what, I cannot just take a little brush and set under my eyes because they will crease. My favorite way to combat that is baking. My favorite setting powder is the Huda Beauty setting powders. I'm using the shade Cupcake right now. This one is, I would say it's close to a translucent shade, but it does have a tiny bit of color to that. And by adding that little bit of pigment to it, it actually adds a little bit of coverage. Also like the shade Cherry Blossom. You guys can see these right next to each other, the difference in shade. Cherry Blossom is very brightening and it definitely has that pink sort of tint to it. So if you guys like that pink under eye, you'll love Cherry Blossom. I like to set my under eyes with the velour puff. I've mentioned this before, especially on my TikToks. Huda Beauty has the best velour puffs that you can find. I tap a little bit of the product into the cap because the Huda Beauty powders have that netting in there and it's just not enough product to bake under my eyes for my personal liking. I'm gonna take my brush that I use to blend out my concealer, make sure there's no harsh lines or creases. As fast as possible, go straight in with my puff, and I like to use the netting to disperse the product evenly. And then I go straight under my eyes. I love using a puff because it applies the perfect amount of powder without going overboard. What was I using? Genuinely, I'm trying to ask myself, what was I using before these velour puffs. I think I was using a sponge, like a dry sponge? Girl, I cannot remember. I remember when I first started using them, I went to Vegas with my girlfriends for the Lovers and Friends Festival. And while I was out there, I actually left my best friend with a velour puff because she hadn't tried them out either. And I'm like, girl, let me put you on. I like to bake the sides of my nose and right here in the corner of my nostrils, because if I do not set there, the foundation will gather and it's just not a cute look. So I really go in and set that area. If you find that area looking cakey, try to use a velour puff and set it. I swear it'll change your life. Wanted to mention, the more powder you put on, the heavier the bake is gonna look and the heavier the highlight is going to come out. If you just put a thin amount of powder and bake your under eyes, what it's gonna do is just prevent the creasing. But if you want that nice, like snatched, highlighted under eye, you wanna go in with a second layer, which is what I did. Let it sit on your face, do a few other things, come back and dust it off. Also, I don't typically set the rest of my face, but if I want my makeup to last longer, I do always go in on my chin. I do love like a shiny forehead, but an oily chin. I have been dying to try the new NYX butter bronzers. As you guys know, in my last video, I tried the butter blushes. Wasn't a huge fan just because I liked more of that glowy look, but the butter bronzers, that's something I think I'm gonna fall in love with. Every single time I go in store, I cannot find the bronzers. I feel like they're more popular, or maybe they're just backstocked than the blushes, but we're gonna go in with my makeup by Mitchell, or made by Mitchell. I always say it wrong. This is the Bronze Pods, and I got the shade Cinnamon Girl. I love this bronzer so much, to the point where I want to try so many different products from his brand. I want to try that skin tint because that seems like something I would love. Also, his bronzing balms look like something that I will really like. Also, in my last video, somebody had mentioned that I would like the shade, I believe it was Dolled Out from Doll Beauty. Because if you remember a few videos back, I tried the shade, where is it? I have it. I tried the shade Golden Girl from Doll Beauty, and you have to get this on Beauty Bay. It just takes so long to get here, you guys. My order took over 2 weeks to get here, so I need to get on it. If you guys want to see those videos of me using those products, let me know, because I'm so down. Circling back on this Kosas Plump and Juicy Lip Booster, is this supposed to be, is this a buttery treatment? When I hear lip booster, I think of like what you use before you put on your lipsticks. If you guys can see, a lot of it has worn off by now. It still looks a little glossy, but I'm not gonna lie, I have two barn door lights on the side of me and then my vanity mirror right in front of me. So things that are typically not glossy sometimes appear extra glossy because of all the reflection, if that makes sense. My lips do not feel very hydrated. They really don't. You know what? Let's actually just leave it how it is, because we're almost to our lips anyway, so I feel like applying more would just be a waste of product at this point. Eyes, we have the Horse Girl palette from Trixie. You guys know I always use this deeper shade, which is a brown shade right there, and I create a winged liner. But we're gonna go in with some new mascara. I have been on my mascara and half lash vibe lately, so I wanted to try this out. I used to love the Benefit dupe for this. What was it called? Roller Lash, but this is the Lash and Roll Curling and Lifting Mascara. This was $6. You know what? Let me not use my nails. Nails are not tools. Because I feel like a lot of drugstore products are just getting more and more expensive. Like I said, the Fit Me foundation being $10.99. I'm like, what? Maybelline? No. Okay, first impressions. I always smell. It smells like a typical mascara. Here is what the packaging looks like. And this is what the spoolie is giving. It is like a hard plastic spoolie. I have been loving my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. If you guys have not tried out this mascara, I highly recommend. The wand is so oddly shaped. Like, this is something I typically would not go for. It does have that same plastic applicator. So let's try. Did you see how many times I just fumbled that? And I don't typically like super wet formulas. I feel like I love the telescopic formula so much because it is a bit of a drier formula. First impressions, this going on, this feels like a drier formula, which I love. I hate a wet formula with a plastic sort of applicator like this, because I feel like it just makes the product go all over the place. I also have a lot of questions. You guys always ask me what I film on. I actually film on my iPhone, and this is the iPhone 12. Like, this is like an old iPhone. What is so important though in your videos, you guys, is lighting. Lighting is so important, and it used to stress me out. I feel like I still haven't got my lighting completely down. Like, you guys saw in the beginning of the video, that background light was so bright. It was like adding like these like streaks to the video. So I'm still learning, but I do have, as I mentioned, I have so many lights in front of me now. I feel like it looks pretty good and like true to real life. And that's very important for me because I want you guys to see what I'm seeing. Does that make sense? And I don't use any filters or anything like that. But back to the mascara. This is one coat of the mascara. Lashes typically are very straight. I always curl them. My favorite lash curler is the MAC lash curler. It's a bit expensive, but girl, is it strong. Like it will get those lashes up and they stay up, okay? My lashes fell just a tiny, tiny bit. I love my telescopic mascara because they don't fall with that. Is it drying? Yes, it feels like it's drying pretty good. I feel like it's giving my lashes a bit more of like a feathery effect. It's definitely more lengthening, but it is giving some volume, but not a lot. I would say this is definitely a more natural mascara. If you guys like super big, dramatic lashes, you definitely will have to build this up at least to 3 coats before you really see like a major difference in your lashes. The second coat totally made a difference. Sometimes I do like to go back and forth on the tips of my lashes really just to get that product on there. Something I do love about this mascara though is the applicator. Ooh, look at my lashes. They actually look so pretty. I swear if I had naturally curly lashes, this mascara would probably look bomb. I love that it's not clumpy and the plastic bristles on here are really helping my lashes to separate and fan out. Lashes are on and I feel like I'm finally able to really tell you guys what lashes these are. So I get so many compliments and questions about my lashes here on TikTok, everywhere. It's because I knew I was rebranding. I've mentioned it, especially here on YouTube, because I feel like we're a very like close family here. I used to have a brand called Josephine Lashes. I wanted to rebrand the lashes, the styles, the names, literally everything. I'm going to be starting off with one pair of half lashes. I know, you guys, I started my lash brand with like 25mm lashes back in like 2021. I've grown as a makeup artist. My styles have grown. I found lashes that actually fit my eye shape, and I get so many compliments. What better way than to design and create my very own perfect style of lash. Now, these are half lashes. Not everybody is into half lashes, but I feel like nowadays we've kind of transitioned away from super heavy lashes into this sort of look. I love a cat eye look. This is my very first style. I applied it straight on top of my lash band. The reason I love these lashes is because they can be applied underneath your lash band or on top, whatever way you prefer. You guys have seen me apply it underneath my lashes numerous times. These lashes do have a clear band, so they're very flexible. They're very comfortable. I do not like a lash that is very stiff, plasticky lash. That's not my vibe. I like it to look very natural. I like it to like taper out and wing towards the outer corner. I love that cat eye effect. Like literally, I like my eyes to look very feline. So this is going to be the first style launching. Now that we're moving into lips, I really don't know how I feel about this lip booster here. I honestly think this is going to be something that I keep in my purse just in case for emergencies, or a lot of times my boyfriend needs chapstick, and I feel like this is really good for that because it's not too glossy, but it is hydrating while it lasts, but doesn't last too long. I'm going to take whatever's left over on my powder brush and kind of go over the edges to make sure everything is nice and ready for my lip liner. Today, we're going to go in with our Kylie Cosmetics lip liner in the shade Saturn. Okay, I completely did my lip combo off of camera. I am so sorry. I did MAC Oak. It's actually the lip combo that I bought a few videos back. I actually remember in that video, I was like, I don't know if I like it. But as I've tried different lip combos and I've looked back on that video, I was like, damn, that looks really good actually. So we did MAC Oak, MAC Viva Glam 2. This is a beautiful matte lipstick. Actually, it's called Viva Planet. And then I topped it off with the Makeup by Mario Pink Glow lip, what is this called? I called it sheer pink the other day. Pink Glow Plumping Lip Serum. I wanted to add a little bit of shimmer to my lids. We're gonna do Urban Decay Space Cowboy. I have to film some sponsored content, so that's actually what we were getting ready for. And I wanted to have, I always like to have like a little bit of extra makeup on when I film sponsored content, just so like, you know, I really tried. Listen, I know I talk a lot, so let's do a roundup of everything that we tried today. Starting off with the Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner. It's a 10 out of 10. I love this stuff right here. My skin looks so good. I am not sure if it's like the combo that we created today, literally on camera, or if it was this. I don't know, but I think this just changed the game for me. Adding a hydrating toner to the beginning of my makeup routine, also layering it last night, I swear did something for me. Is it in my mind? I'm not sure. Again, since I'm turning 25, I feel like I'm just getting older, so I'm trying to really concentrate on skincare. I think it was $15. You get 5.7 fluid ounces in there. I'm not sure if that's a lot for a toner, but for the price and what it does for your skin, amazing. I highly recommend this, and it's so cute. I cannot wait to keep using this and let you guys know like long-term effects. The Matte Putty Primer, I really, really enjoyed this. I loved the original formula back a few years ago when I first tried it, but the fact that this is mattifying and it kind of dries down too. So I was mentioning that it has that powdery sort of texture if you rub it in between your fingers, but on the package it literally says wait 30 seconds and then apply your makeup. That truly freaking worked. When I went off camera and I came back maybe like a minute or two later, completely different. Really did dry down and give me a little bit more of that mattifying effect, but it wasn't dry, and all of my makeup applied so nice and even over top. I was worried that sometimes like with mattifying primers, when you use glowy stuff, obviously those are two completely different sides of the spectrum. So I'm like, is it going to look crazy or dry or something? No, girl. Look at my face. Next up, I just wanted to quickly mention, you guys know this isn't my favorite thing. It wasn't that hydrating. It didn't stay super glossy, but the packaging is super cute. And I'm very much a packaging girl, so it will be going straight in my purse. Next up, oh my gosh, you know what? Today was like a good day for makeup, like trying out different makeup. The Maybelline Smooth, what's it called? Dewy and Smooth. My face looks dewy and smooth. Like look at my forehead, my cheeks. Obviously I have like dewy blush and all that good stuff on, but wow, does my face look so smooth and airbrushed. Dare I say, I like it better than my Makeup Revolution Skin Silk, which is insane because you guys know I am obsessed. I also really like the tone, the undertone of the shade 120. I feel like it fits my self-tan really nicely. I used a little bit of product and it really sheared out. You can build it up though, because like I mentioned, I built it up down here and it builds up really nicely. Also, it has sunscreen, SPF 18. That's random. I definitely did not use enough for the sunscreen to work, but you know what? It's in there. Love it. Love it. You guys will 100% see me using this in future videos. For sure. Hands down. Last thing that I'm not so crazy about, oh my gosh, it's already dirty, is the e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara. This is a mascara that I would use in conjunction with other mascaras, but I really wouldn't use it on itself. It took me like a good 3 coats to get me here to even lay a good enough foundation down for my half lashes. This just isn't my favorite. It was $6, so I'm not mad at it, but I wouldn't go and repurchase it. I have my telescopic mascara is still my favorite at the moment. Again, leave me suggestions down below on mascaras to try because you guys know I'm on my half lash kick. So any good mascara to make my half lashes amplified, I'm down. That is it for today's video. I actually am super happy with the results. Whenever I start these videos, I get a little bit nervous. Like, is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be bad? But today was actually a really good makeup day. I'm off to film some sponsored content for you guys. Thank you so much. At the time that I'm filming this video, we hit 13,000 subscribers, which is insane because in my last video, we just hit 10,000. And I was thanking you guys so much. This is so exciting. You guys literally keep me going. I feel like everybody says this, but seriously, going out to like Ulta and Sephora, buying all this makeup just so I could give you guys my opinion makes me so excited. Hopefully I'm radiating that energy to you. I try to reply to every single comment. I love you guys so much. You guys are literally making my channel what it is today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.